From the middle of winter all the way through spring, when the roughest of cold fronts hit, the bass's strike zone shrinks. And it's not that they won't follow, it's just that they won't follow far and they won't follow fast. So you need to downsize to some super finessey baits that's gonna stay on their nose for a long, long time. And that is these little puppies right here. This is the Exone GBO. It's their version of a dice bait, but with a twist. Now, these are part of Exzone's Stealth Finesse Series. So they are what I call super finessey. These things will catch a lot of different fish, but they will also catch some big bass. From smallmouth to largemouth to spots, these things are great. Now, you'll also see that they have two different types, a salted and a non-salted. And the way they designed these were so that you could control the rate of fall. You could be totally in control of your rate of fall. These are going to work really good on a wacky rig if you want that real super slow fall. They're going to work really good on a drop shot because you want it to really sit there and just hover above the bottom. So you can do a lot of things with these. If you want to fish them out in open water, if you're scoping, or if you're fishing for suspended bass in any way, and they're high in the water column, this is probably going to be your go-to. Now, today, because again, I know, Tackle Junkie and Debo gave me a hard time the other day because, we fish, you can see Highlands reservoirs. This is not bank. This is normally underwater that you see right here. They draw down for the winter and the spring, winter snows and the spring rains. So we're going to be rigging up today the salted version, but I'm going to show you something a little bit different than maybe you've seen before on rigging these baits. So I picked up a few different packs, a few different colors from Exone. Let me show you what kind of color range they come in. This particular color right here is pearl silver flake. This is black. This is green pumpkin blue flake. Smoke black flake. And as always, you always got to have green pumpkin black flake. So what I love about these baits is they're actually designed in ways to help you be able to control the fall, to be able to fall faster, get deeper, which is great about the salted version, or to be able to fall slower. And even on each version, the salted and the non-salted, there's things you can do to get a quick fall or a slow fall. So these things are built like a pyramid, actually. So you got a small side and you got a wide side. So if you want the bait to fall a little bit slower, you can actually turn it up this way. Make sure your line's coming through or you're hooked up here at the top, and it's going to fall just a touch slower. Or you can turn it around this way so you've got the point and it becomes a little more hydrodynamic and it's able to fall a little quicker. Something else that they've done with this little bait is they've only put 10 strands, so it's super subtle. So when it's in when they put it in the Stealth Finesse Series, that's another reason why. Most of your dice bait, I think, have around 14 strands, 14, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe even up to 18. So it is a very stealthy, finesse little bait. Now, of course, like I said, you could use the non-salted and slow the fall even more. And it will float, so it will stand up off the bottom, depending on how you rig it. Now, we've got a really unusual rigging today, something that we discovered in Knoxville. And, of course, I'm always having ideas. So we've got a shad kill going on today. Some very small shad. I mean 2 and 3 inch teeny tiny thread fin. And so we're going to take this little bait and we're going to rig it up as a line through. And we're going to fish it, you know, out and around some structure where it's just going to look like a great little, hopefully shad, since it's white, that they're going to come out and eat. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these 1/8 ounce tungsten nail weights. But these nail weights are designed different than any other nail weights from Queen's Tackle. Now, we're not sponsored by Queen's Tackle. We don't work with Queen's Tackle, but they're a great bunch of guys. They actually have a hole through the middle so that you can use these on a lot of different baits as a line through to help you make a line through. They're good and smooth. They're rounded out. We've already tested them, but they come in a few different sizes. And you can actually, if you want a little heavier weight, you could put 2 or 3 in to some baits. But how am I going to make it a line through? Well, we want the bait to fall a little bit quicker today, right? Because we're going to get it down. So there's a couple of different things you can do. Now, you want the hook to kind of blend in a little bit, or you want a little extra, you can actually use a dressed treble and have it sitting right on the side. You talk about something the bass have never seen. But today, we're going to go Stealth Finesse. So we're going to just take us a very small treble hook. This is the smallest I've got. I wish I had maybe just one size a little bit smaller. And we're going to use this as our line through bait. Since we want it to fall down this way, what we're going to do is we're going to come in from the top. We're going to push our nail weight in until it comes out the dead center. Now you may have to take something. I'll just take and kind of blow that little piece of plastic out of there. And now we'll run our line through. We're going to run it down through the center of the bait and back out just like that, so it slides. We're going to take our treble hook, and you could put a bobber stopper or something on here so that it's not beating against the knot a lot. And we're just going to tie the pit seam knot. We'll wrap it around about 5 times. Come through the top loop. Cinch it down, cinch it down. Cut our tag in. And there you have it. Now, we're going to fish this for suspended bass. This is going to be great around docks. During the springtime, it's going to be great. And you could put a bobber stop up here if you wanted to keep it from sliding everywhere. But it's going to be great around docks. It's going to be great around marinas. It's going to be great around cover. But we've got a little brush pile that we're going to fish it over top of and see if we can't pull one of those big bass out of it. I know it is time to upgrade your boats, or it's getting to be time to upgrade your boats. And with all the sales that are going to happen from now through later in the year, make sure you go check out my discount code, HANK10, because it's a pretty good discount code for the Ionic batteries. Listen, my entire boat is powered by Ionic batteries, and you can see I'm cold. You can see back here Mike's cold. Listen, this boat don't stay inside in a nice warm place. I wished it did, but I ain't got that kind of money. So, this boat lives in the elements. It does have a roof over its head, but it lives in the hot, cold. And these batteries now have lasted us for over 3 years. They've done a great job, including the small profile battery that is designed to be able to stick into a rod locker. Comes with its own charger, a 16-volt battery for your LiveScope. I love it. It's great for you kayakers. It's great for you 10-boat guys, small boat guys. I'm telling you, go get it and check it out. Hey, go check them out. Like I said, everything in this boat is powered by Ionic lithium. Now, this is an incredible way to catch bass if you're scoping too. It's an incredible way to catch bass around structure because they haven't seen it before. When you're, fishing it around, like I said, those floating docks or any sort of dock, you throw it under there and just let it work. You can hover it above the bottom. It's a good way to get some bass that are stuck to the bottom to come up and eat. It's just, there's just countless ways that you can fish this type of bait that you really can't fish any other bait. Now, we're going to pair it today with an X Matrix from Douglas rods, and I've got a 10% discount code for you guys from Douglas. This is the 704 DXS 704, so that means it is a 7-foot medium fast action rod, perfect for doing this sort of thing. I've got it coupled with a Fitzgerald, and I don't know if any more of them are left. This is a stunner. I talked to them at the East Tennessee Fishing Show, and he said he is getting out of the rod, or getting out of the reel business, going to focus on rods. And this is a really incredible spinning reel. I love this thing. I've got that coupled with K9 fishing line. So this, my leader, is Pro 100, and it's 8-pound test. I've got the pink braid on here. That is 10 pounds, smoothest casting braid on the market. And again, got a 10% off discount for you for that. We don't do memberships or anything. If you guys use Tackle Warehouse a lot, we'd appreciate it. If you would use our link down there in the description, just bookmark it. So anytime you go out, you're using it. Or scan this QR code on your mobile device and bookmark it on your phone or your tablet, whatever, and help us out. Because like I said, we like to include everybody and not charge for the stuff that we share. So this is really a suspended bait. Like I said, I'm going to use it around a lot of docks. You're not going to use it around a whole lot of cover unless you've got forward-facing sonar. So I'm going to use it a little more open water. Floating docks, this thing is killer around floating docks. You can work it right down the side, just let it fall just below them, and just slow shake it out of there. Anytime you're fishing for suspended bass, this is going to work. Over top of brush piles, over top of rock piles. Now this will work real good over top of rock piles. You're not going to get hung up a whole lot in that. You can work this over top of grass. Anything you can imagine where you're just going to work it and just leave it right in those bass's face. It's work real good, I think, when they're on the bed also. Again, you can work it down there from as deep to as shallow as you want. You can rig it 100 different ways. And these dice are going to get down. They're going to get down there quick. So now, Hookset's going to be straight up. The good thing is the dice, well, there we go, is going to get out of your way. When you get your Hookset, you're going to get your trebles in there. And then remember, it is a treble hook, so make sure your drag's set right. Keep your rod tip low after you've made the Hookset so they're not coming up throwing the hooks, and get them to the boat. Be careful if you're going to lip them. If they're small enough and you can boat hop them. If not, get that net out. Make sure you get them in the net. Just a good little rig for open water bass to me. And I have a lot of fun with it, especially right now when a little bit of a shad kill's going on. A little tiny shad. This thing is bad. So no matter if you're rigging it like this or like one of the 80 different ways that I showed you how to rig a dice bait back, I think it was like last spring or last fall. But anyway, that'll be a great video to lead you to. This is one of the most subtle, finessey versions of the dice bait that you're going to find. The GBO in the Stealth Finesse Series from XZone Lures. Again, make sure you follow those links. Go check these things out. Trust me, they have been getting burned up, blowing through the shelves. I'm just happy I was able to get some. So, like I said, if you want to go check that video out, that'll teach you a lot of different ways to rig dice baits. Go check that video out right here. Otherwise, questions and comments in the comment section below. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell, be part of the 100% Watch Squad, and you geeks rock.